Less is more. It's the reason they make candy small. Hershey's Kisses, gummy bears, M&Ms. This is something that every candy manufacturer knows. That if you give the customer too much candy, they'll start to hate it. Not only does it save the manufacturer money, it makes eating the candy a more enjoyable experience for you. This is what the
Polyamory
is. It's a giant fucking candy bar. It's just too much!
More power! Give me more power!
More of something good doesn't necessarily make it more good. For instance, some iron is good for your body. Too much iron, however, is extremely deadly. It seems like a self-evident truth, yet still a lot of sequels suffer from more syndrome. If they include more of the stuff people liked from the first one, then the only logical conclusion is that they'll like the second one more, right? Just like the Star Wars prequels. People loved those. They loved having more lightsaber duels, more spaceship battles, more Yoda, more Darth Vader backstory, more of everything.
Liar!
Except the prequels were actually critically panned by longtime fans and are still pretty widely hated to this day, which is why I bring them up.
What have I done?
You see, the more you have of anything, the less value it can accrue. George Lucas tried to one-up the original trilogy by taking certain elements from it and proliferated them throughout the prequel trilogy, but instead, the impact of those elements was lost, which is incidentally why the new Star Wars film is going to be complete fan-pandering shit. Reich attempted to do the same in their sequel to Avatar to similarly disastrous effect. If every firebender and their grandmother can now bend lightning, what was the point of having only the world's strongest and most skilled firebenders possess that ability in Avatar? If most of Republic City's police force can metal bend, it's not really a special skill adapted to Toph's blindness anymore, now is it? If bloodbending can make waterbenders into gods, then of course Hama and Katara's bloodbending is pleb tier by comparison. If Korra can bend 3 of the elements as a toddler, the Avatar's journey to master the elements later in life is a huge waste of time. The Avatar as a concept is a huge waste of time. Reich cheapened the elements from Avatar, literally, in hopes of boosting Legend of Korra. But again, that's not how this works.
That's not how any of this works.
They lowered the value of the Avatar universe as a whole, and Korra rode what scraps of coattails were left behind.
Cause you frickin' fricks just can't ever be quenched.
It'll quench ya.
You're